talking about it back in 16. I'm sure I can find it somewhere.
Stream should be live here shortly.
If we had any, they'd be over in those shelves.
You give us a heads up when you start recording.
It's live right now.
Yeah. Slow it down a little bit. Everyone still well?
Doing good.
Good, good.
Make you think we're not social distancing.
Let's put it right there.
I don't even see you now. Okay. Mark thought it looked, and then my computer doesn't have a microphone. My desktop.
That's coming. Oh, I'm not on mute.
Max, you guys are unmuted, and just to let you know.
Sherry's going to join me on this because for some reason she can't get hers to work. So
I think the laptop's doing an update.
you see it's supposed to flip it in now. The picture, you'll know what it is.
Okay.
And my laptop, I think, is doing an update, but then my desk.
You're on mute.
I actually emailed Sherry a virus. I didn't want to tell anyone though.
Well, we have everybody here. Looks like. I have 6 o'clock for our committee meeting, October 26, 2020. And if everybody's here, you can put it on mute if you're not talking. And we'll start with the mayor's office.
And another happy Monday. I wanted to first start out with a little project me and Sherry are working on together, and Max. We're updating the personnel policy manual for the non-contract city employees. And by next meeting, I hope to have all that done, typed up, solidified, and buttoned down so we can start the new year. I think 2015 was the last time that had been updated. So not a bunch of revisions, but 5 years worth, some things that we probably learned in that time. More probably. A lot of what we worked on today was geared towards employees, the benefit to employees and try to mesh the union, the non-union, non-bargaining and non-bargaining employees. So we'll mesh the benefits kind of. If one's getting one, the other one's getting one, and nothing crazy, nothing major. Had a meeting last week with county commissioners, county prosecutor, Bob, Max, me, Jeff Corder, with the sheriff about exploring with PD. We actually scheduled another meeting for December 3rd. Actually, Roger was there too. I'm sorry. Schedule a meeting for December 3rd, just to talk a little more and take more steps and more conversation of what we're doing. Been exploring a change to the building department. Right now we have Mideast building out of Muskingum County. I've been talking to Chris Wilson, spoke with Mideast, had a meeting with Jason Bauman from Mideast, and also now talking to Chris Wilson. Chris is actually a resident of Coshocton. Would like to bring Southeast Building Department to Coshocton with plans to actually have an office within City Hall. Definitely, Mideast has not agreed to have a office within City Hall, but Southeast has. If we would have to take the county on. So it'd be the county, the city of Coshocton, Warsaw, and West Lafayette has decided to stay with Mideast. But I think if we want growth and we want opportunity, then we need to make it easy for people who are improving buildings and properties within our city. So I think the benefit becomes having that office within our facilities and really making it simple for people to get paperwork done and inspections done within that department. So last but certainly not least, I heard over 50 people showed up downtown Saturday morning, 3 for 3. Spearheaded this. Kiwanis was there, Riverview National Honor Society, our town, Coshocton and Bloom, even our own people, the city of Coshocton. Want to thank Kevin Shire, Rob Hudson, John George from Public Works, cleaning up downtown parking lots. Max said, I went downtown and no one was there. And I said, why? And he said, so many people showed up at 10:30 a.m. Everyone was gone. So I really want people to know that we are grateful and thankful, not only as a city government, but as a resident of the city of Coshocton. Really thankful and grateful that many people showed up downtown. And like I always say, the people run the city. So I really just want a big shout out to all those organizations and want to thank all those people for their early Saturday morning and spending the time and thanking them, because Max didn't have to do any work. They all had it done and he showed up. So thank you. I'll take any questions that anyone has and at this time.
Any questions from anyone?
I just had a quick question. Did we ever decide if our town was going to have an office in City Hall? I didn't know if they had started that process or not.
Yes, and at no cost. I talked to Roger a little more, and just I think for the first year we need to offer them no cost office space. It's basically a room within City Hall. It's a office that is right next to Cherry's office, so they can watch her too and keep her in line. But that's kind of what I've agreed to. I think that's kind of what you guys wanted, so that's what they haven't started the process. I believe the next couple weeks they should have someone as the director of our town. So in the next couple weeks, that's definitely going to make that happen. And I'll mention one other thing, talking about our town. The Christmas parade has been canceled. I did not cancel that. I'm not in charge of parades. I like parades. I like being in parades, but I don't per se plan Christmas parades. It's actually sponsored by our town. Last year, it took 6 months to get it together and put it together. A lot of work to get it done. So it's not like something we just clap our hands and say, we're in charge of parades. So I just wanted the community to know that I'm working throughout the month of December somehow. Our firefighters need practice driving our brand new fire truck. So I want to, if possible.
Sorry.
I want to, if all possible, maybe if Santa's around or Santa's in town, put him in our ladder truck and maybe practice driving Santa around the city of Coshocton with maybe a schedule, so that, you know, the different neighborhoods, people, you know, that way everyone's not coming downtown and congregating, but the kids can still see Santa, you know, from their front porch. Really hope weather holds out, but that's my plan as of right now. Is I don't plan parades, but I can call Santa Claus. I got him on speed dial, and I'll get him in town on the new ladder truck, and that way it gives it a little more. You know, it's been a rough year, and I think, you know, maybe showing our new truck off with Santa Claus will bring some Christmas cheer. So I'm still probably just getting a lump of coal, so I never get really excited.
I can confirm our town has a series of second interviews scheduled this Wednesday. So we should have the director hired within a week or so.
Any other questions? Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Service Director?
Not a lot tonight, Mr. President. Paving's complete. Thanks to all the citizens for their patience, especially getting Main Street repaired there at 3rd and Main. I know it's kind of a hassle for people getting around there. We're working on striping now that all the paving's done, so we're going to see how much we can get of that before the weather turns bad. Leaf pickup schedule's been put out. We've actually started picking up some leaves, and West Lafayette project is trucking along. We're completing final tie-ins at the West Lafayette plant this week. So once that's done, we'll effectively have water from Coshocton to West Lafayette. So that's what I have for tonight. I ought to mention, Roger talked about Casagam-Mahala. After one iteration, I believe the signs are all complete now, and we're 35 mile an hour from 541 down to the William Albert Company. So I'll take any questions.
Any
Hey,
questions?
Max, this is Mike. Could you elaborate a little bit on what's going on Corner Bridge and 2nd Street down here? I see they put some more gravel down, leveled it out. They got a couple of dump trucks of dirt there. Can you just kind of elaborate a little bit what's going to happen there?
We're going to try to get it planted in grass. We're kind of running out of time right now, Mike, but that's kind of the plan right now.
Okay, just a green space, so to speak?
Yeah, I'll just leave it as a green space. What we'd like to do is, talking to the mayor, putting some type of mural on that fence, you know, welcome to Coshocton, something that makes it kind of another nice gateway, maybe some artwork or something right there. So,
Okay, just saying I'm working over there. It's good. So
yeah.
see that.
Any other questions for Max?
Yeah, hey, Max. I received a phone call today. Resident was concerned about Acorn Way. He said if you're coming from 16th down toward Cambridge Road, behind the Oaks, and someone is turning off at Cambridge to go up that alley, someone has to back up, and they just felt it was dangerous for cars to back out onto Cambridge Road. So they wondered if there was any way that that could be made a one-way from Cambridge Road to one-way towards 16th. So I told them I would ask. I don't know what the residents at the Oaks would feel about that, or anyone else in that area, but just received that. I did look at it. It is kind of dangerous.
Yeah, and that's been talked about for several years. It always comes back to the people that live at the Oaks. Changes their whole traffic pattern. So I'm game either way. You know,
Right.
I
I'll
drive,
know a few
so.
people live there. I'll see what they think.
Okay.
Where we at on the signs for White Woman and Hickory Streets?
They're still on order, Roger. I just talked to Kevin today. They just haven't come in yet. So.
Okay, and were we able to get the area on Spittler Hill Road taken care of? That, you know, if our plow trucks hit that, snow plows, it's going to damage.
Well, we haven't done the full depth repairs yet with everything else going on, but we'll be doing something before plow season up there.
All right,
So,
thank you.
yeah, those will get repaired. They have to be, obviously.
Yeah, it would damage our trucks.
Yeah. One thing Kevin said, you know, they're building a new house up there right now. He was kind of waiting until the concrete trucks got off of it before he started up through there too much, because he said every time the new house gets built up there, then there's not much under that road and it caves it in. And so I kind of got his point there. But we'll have asphalt probably through the end of November that we can get our hands on. So.
Hey, Max, this is Mike again. Just a question here about Second Street coming off of Bridge. You know, we're going to do that green. You talked about doing the green space there and all that. Isn't there an ordinance about people pulling their trash cans away from the curbs? We have a pretty bad situation there on Second Street, going up Second Street. People just leaving their trash cans out there for the whole week and hauling their just taking their trash and throwing it out, not taking them off the street. Kind of looks a little bit shabby, I think. Is there an ordinance? Is there something that, you know, you could send letters to those folks to say, hey, you're supposed to get those off the curbs anyway?
Jeff, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there is a 24-hour ordinance, isn't there, on trash can?
Yeah, they can only set them out 24 hours prior to trash pickup, and then have to remove them after trash pickup and take them back to the house. I'll make a trip down through there and get addresses and send letters to those people and let them and remind them of that.
Okay, thanks, Jeff.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Yes, sir.
Anything further for Max? All right, we'll move to the auditor.
Hello. Sorry, I'm going to lean here. The only thing I have this evening, I have some transfers for next week. I need to transfer $43,000 from the solid waste management admin expense line to the solid waste contract, and that should finish us up for the year. That's for our Kimball contract. We need to transfer $500 from the city share unemployment that's in the general fund to the general admin property code investigator. Just starting to look at some stuff for the year end, and I feel like it's probably going to be a little short. These next 4 transfers are, we have our software support bill with Software Solutions. And I knew I was going to run into this because last year they were late with their billing. So our support payment that we usually make in November, they didn't get it to us last year until December. So I knew we were going to be doubled up this year. So I need to transfer $3,000 from the city share unemployment to the health IT computer support line, $3,000 from the city share unemployment to auditor incidentals, $4,000 from city share unemployment to treasurer incidentals, and then $3,000 in the street salt line to their street telephone IT service line. The other ones were okay. I had enough areas that they had enough appropriations that we were fine with. I've received some FEMA money. I believe they actually received it a couple years ago. It is now over into the street fund for work that they're doing in the hydraulic avenue area or hydraulic street. But anyways, we need to transfer $21,000 from street salt to street capital improvement, $5,000 from street routine engineering to street capital improvement. That was $5,000. I just told Angie, I thought it was better we could just go ahead and do transfers rather than increasing their appropriations for that. The money that was put in there was $44,000. To me, there's the appropriations in salt and engineering that they're not going to use for the rest of the year. So I said, let's just transfer it over in capital improvement and they can use that for those hydraulic repairs. And that's all I have this time.
Sherry, is the appropriation 54-20, is that what you're talking about?
No, these I'm presenting tonight to be on the agenda next week
Okay,
or on the 9th.
okay. You're not referring to tonight's meeting.
Yep, just given to the committee tonight to be on the next council meeting.
Okay. Finance Committee, any questions?
No, it's fine with me.
Okay. Any objection? All righty. Thank you, Sherry.
Thank you.
Law Director?
I have nothing tonight. We are still, maybe Jeff can update us. We're still waiting on our demolition crews to take down the Gilbert properties. But hopefully that's going to start real soon. I have nothing else unless there's questions.
Any questions? Property Code Investigator. Thank you, Director.
We've taken in $2,300 of registrations for UTVs, and I don't see very many of them on the street, but we've had a lot of people register. And as far as the demolitions, I spoke to Mr. Carter last Thursday, and he had hoped to get started either last Friday or today, and I see that did not happen. So if I don't see some action tomorrow, I'll make contact again and find out what the holdup is on the two houses on Elm Street. If you have any other questions, I'll be glad to try to answer them.
Are there any other questions? Thank you.
Welcome.
Let me just do it this way. Are there any committee reports? No committee reports? Anything from the clerk? Okay, well, we're at 6:19. We have any further business anyone wants to discuss in committee? If not, then we are adjourned until 7 p.m. our regular council meeting. Thank you very much.
Max, can you hear me?
I can.
Okay. I'm just
You
trying to
gotta
do it on my, I'm doing it on my phone. My
Oh,
laptop, it started making even some funky noise, so I don't know what's going on with it.
You want me to bring my iPhone holder over?
I have it on a box. It's fine.
Okay. Okay.
All right, thanks.
Yeah.
To the few of you on, this is Glenn. I apologize. When I got in, the iPad would not activate my email. And then when it did, everything blurted. Sorry.
Hi there, Cherry. How are you? It's Glenn.
Sleep. How are you?
I joined the earlier meeting very late and the iPad would not open my email.
Uh-oh. Sherry's having technical difficulties tonight also.
Is that why she's doubling up with Max?
Yeah. But I think she's back in her room now.
Good. Well, I
I'm on my
apologize.
cell.
Hi, Sherry. I apologize for all that horrible feedback earlier. iPad wouldn't open my email. So I got on with my phone and then all of a sudden they were both on.
That's I'm on my phone now too.
Haley, are you on?
What was that, Cliff?
I was asking if Kaylee was on. I was going to ask her to do the pledge tonight.
I don't know if she's back on yet.
I don't think so. She'll come back.
Yeah, that picture is like our pop up. Her picture pops up.
We don't have much on the agenda tonight.
Sherry, are you gonna need 3 readings on 5620 also? So everything at first reading needs 3 readings. President Biggers, did you get that?
Yes, 54 and 55
And 56,
and 56. All right.
please.
See if I can get through that tonight.
We'll get there together.
Oh, it's clear in my mind. All these people, I'm sure we got our way to do it. My eyes are still kind of out of focus. These glasses and losing my voice.
Oh, we could be in trouble tonight because I can't stop yawning.
We'll get through it.
Cliff, Glenn, you find yourself in Pataskala very often?
Not very often. I do go through, yeah, from time to time.
I'm down there 3 days a week for the last 2 months and hard to say how much longer.
Oh, okay. You got something in mind?
No, just conversation.
All
Just
right.
conversation.
All righty. We could do that.
Jerry, is Roger's email city council, is it just Roger Moore or is it Roger.Moore?
I believe his has a dot because he's old email. He's been around a while.
Okay.
Hold on, I can check.
I thought you were calling him old, Terry.
You notice how, yeah, it's Roger.Moore. Hey, Glenn.
Yes, ma'am.
I did receive a message from the young lady at Beacon that covers our council meetings asking if you called those committee meetings that you mentioned 2 weeks ago.
I did not. I had a couple of health issues and just didn't get to it.
She's just asking him that she please have an invite to the discussion.
Absolutely won't hold a meeting without it.
I will
Should I
let
call-
her know.
Was it Josie or someone else?
Her name is Tara. I will forward you this email so you'll have her email address to when you notify the media.
Please do.
And I will answer her email in the morning.
Thank you, ma'am.
It wasn't sent to the council questions one,
I understand that.
but I thought we would just discuss it while we're waiting.
Excellent idea. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anybody in a hurry to get back to The Voice tonight?
It's Big Brother for me. I'm in a hurry to get to Big Brother.
Bachelorette, but that's tomorrow night or Wednesday night.
We can hold the meeting there too.
Do what?
We can have
Not the
a
only
meeting tomorrow if you
Put
want.
in tonight is football, so none of that.
Are we rolling? We recording?
Max is back and you're in a lot of trouble.
I can't sing, Glenn, so I won't respond.
Hey, Lottie, da, Max is back. How about them Browns?
No Browns fans, huh?
Apparently not, just me.
Go Browns.
Thank
It
you.
was, good. It was a good game. Burrows looked good too. I was proud of him. So.
I am excited for Burrow. He is going to be something special.
They had on the news tonight, Beckham's out the rest of the season with a torn ACL.
That's
Yep.
all right.
Oh,
I always like to say go Browns and take the tribe with you.
All right, we're done.
Hey, Cliff, Kaylee just texted me that she's having trouble getting back on. She's having internet trouble connection. So she said she'll jump on there. She's still working on it. So
okay, Glenn, you're batting cleanup, so can you give us the pledge tonight?
Be happy to.
All right.
Somebody has to clean up.
I understand. It's a tough job, but somebody has to do it, right?
Yeah. No, sir. I mean, I'd be proud to do it.
I knew that was in your heart.
Yeah, it was, but I was trying to be facetious.
Came out of your mouth wrong. I understand.
I got to get better lighting in this room so people can see my face.
I can see you pretty good. Kind of a shadow. I got some lighting I can loan you.
Okay. I have a really cool old desk light. Maybe I should try to mount onto this desk that I could be in a spotlight.
You'll do that next meeting, right?
Or the next.
Okay.
First of the year. But for Sherry's sake, I'll remember to mute if I'm going to flip pages tonight.
I've got 7. We'll wait about 30 minutes, 30 seconds. Man, we
I
lost
gotta
the
reset my clock.
Sure. Maybe she'll be on shortly here. I don't see her picture up there anymore. Here she is. You there, Kaylee? Connecting. You there? There you are.
Yes.
You got sound, Kaylee? You got sound?
Okay, sorry. It just
Can you
keeps
hear me?
saying internet is unstable.
Yeah, you keep breaking up. Okay, well, we'll go ahead and get started, okay? All right, this is our regular council meeting on October the 26th, 2020. Time now is 7:01 p.m. Welcome everyone to council and our directors. Also, welcome to our Zoom view audience. And if you have an opportunity to give a question, you have the opportunity to do that through email. That's been made available to you. So I'd ask this meeting to come to order. Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Gross,
Yes. Here.
Johnson,
Here.
Salmons,
Here.
Andrews,
Here,
Moore,
Here.
Turner,
Here.
Mishler.
Here,
Mr. Mishler will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Will you please stand?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Invocation by Mr. Gross.
Father, again, we thank you for this time that you've given us, Lord. I pray that you would bless it and that you would be, that we would be in the center of your will, in all things we say and do. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you. You may be seated. Council should have received minutes from October the 13th, 2020. Are there any questions, any corrections, deletions, or additions?
I'd like to make a motion, oh Lord, the minutes be accepted.
A motion to accept the minutes? A
Yep.
second.
I'll second. Michelle.
Michelle, second. Anything further? Clerk, call the roll.
Gross,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Salmons,
Yes.
Andrews,
yes,
Moore,
Yes.
Turner,
Yes.
Mishler.
Yes,
Those minutes are accepted. Thank you. We have now time on our agenda for public input. You can do that via email, text. Madam Clerk, are there any emails or text?
No, sir.
That is available to the public if you wish to do that. Thank you. Are there any standing committee reports? If not, we'll go to the report.
I think, just like I mentioned in committee, just some things we're working on, the personnel policy manual. Still meeting next couple months on the PD, working with the county and meeting and exploring our options. Most importantly, out of committee, want to thank 3 for 3, Coshocton, Kiwanis, Riverview, National Honor Society, Coshocton and Bloom, our employees, Kevin, Rob, and John, for giving downtown a little attention and just showing what it takes, pulling together, banding together as a community to improve our downtown. Just want to send a special thanks out to those people. Exploring a building department, and most importantly, probably, which I didn't mention in committee, trick or treat is this Saturday from 5 to 6:30 in the city of Coshocton. I saw someone tried to create a new date for this on Facebook, and I got a lot of tags. And is this true, Mayor Mark Mills? Trick or treat has not been changed. Someone on Facebook just tried to change the date for me, and they're not going to do this. It will be this Saturday, 31st, from 5 to 6:30. And I would like to invite the public to put as much effort into learning about their local government and becoming involved in it. We had over 20,000 post reach on our trick or treat post. And I would like that kind of result from just our council agenda or our Zoom meetings. And I invite anyone who wants to become involved, because I think it's very important for the direction of our community. And I want everyone to know, if I question anything, or I want to make anything better, or I want to hold someone accountable, that I'm not stirring anything up between me and any other person. I'm trying to get results and making our community a better place.
Thank you, Mr. Merrill. Any questions for the mayor? Thank you. We'll have a report from the City Service Safety Director.
Cliff, I have nothing to add other than what we talked about in committee. Just about thanking the residents for their patience while we completing this year's paving. Luckily, we had some good weather and we got in and got out in a reasonable amount of time. Melway Company done a great job this year for us, and you'll be seeing the guys out doing a lot of striping. One change that we did talk about at the last meeting was the speed limit on Cassingham Hollow. When you turn off at Otsego, that is 25 mile an hour until you are east of the William Albert Company. And then it goes to 35 all the way to 541 East. Same way, if you turn off at 541 East to come west on Cassingham Hollow, it's 35 mile an hour until you see the 25 mile an hour speed sign right before the William Albert Company. So hopefully people will abide to that, and they'll make them happier going up the hill there. So West Lafayette project, as I discussed, is moving along kind of ahead of schedule right now. We're doing the tie-ins this week at the water plant. And once that's done, we'll essentially be able to provide water to West Lafayette, back the entire hydro guys, that they can be used right now in an emergency situation. So we've already made a little bit of improvement up that way. So that's all I have, unless you guys have any questions.
Any questions?
Max, an off the wall question for you regarding striping. I see a lot of communities across America have been doing a blue stripe down the middle between the yellow stripes on certain streets. I'd like us to look into that and consider it to support the police in general.
Okay. I'll talk to Kevin. Yep.
Any other questions for Service Director? Thank you for that report. We'll have the Law Director's report.
I have nothing tonight unless there's questions.
Are there any questions for the Law Director? Madam Clerk, have we received any other reports? None?
No, sir.
All right. I just want to
No,
make
sir.
sure if we have some, we can put them in the record. Thank you. We'll have the auditor's report.
Thank you.
I do not have anything this evening unless anybody has any questions.
Any questions for the auditor? So we have the property code inspector's report.
I have no report unless there's questions.
Any questions for the code inspector? Move right along. There are no other reports. We'll move into introduction of ordinances. We have the legislation first reading. This is the first reading for 54-20. I'll ask the clerk to read.
Appropriations.
You've heard the first reading of 54-20. Any questions or discussion?
I make a motion, we suspend the rules and give it a second reading by Salmons.
Moving to suspend. Is there a second?
I'll second. Roger.
Clerk, call the roll.
Gross.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Salmons.
Yes.
Andrews.
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Turner.
Yes.
Mishler.
Yes.
Ask the clerk to give a second reading to 54-20. Second reading.
Appropriations.
You've heard the second reading of 54-20. Any questions or discussion?
Make a motion to suspend the rules and give it a third reading.
Move to give it a third
Johnson.
reading. For a second.
Kaylee will second.
Anything further? Clerk, call the roll.
Gross.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Salmons.
Yes.
Andrews.
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Turner.
Yes.
Mishler.
Yes.
I would ask the clerk to give a third reading to 54-20. Third reading.
Appropriations.
You've heard the third reading of 54-20. Is there any questions, discussion? Being none, the question is, should you pass this ordinance? Clerk, call the roll.
Gross.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Salmons.
Yes.
Andrews.
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Turner.
Yes.
Mishler.
Yes.
54-20 is adopted. First reading, 55-20. Ask the clerk to read first reading.
Transfers.
You've heard the first reading of 55-20. Are any questions or discussion?
Make a motion to suspend the rules and give it a second reading.
Move to suspend. Is there a second?
Second, Mich-
Commissioner, second. Anything further? Clerk, call the roll.
Gross.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Salmons.
Yes.
Andrews.
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Turner.
Yes.
Mishler.
yes.
Ask the clerk to give a second reading to 55-20.
Transfers.
For the second reading of 25-20, any questions?
I'll make a motion, we suspend the rules and give it a third reading. Salmons.
Move to suspend. Is there a second?
I'll second. Moore.
Second by Mr. Moore. Anything further? Clerk, call the roll.
Gross.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Salmons.
Yes.
Andrews.
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Turner.
Yes.
Mishler.
Yes.
I'll ask the clerk to give a third reading to 55-20.
Transfers.
You've heard the third reading of 55-20. Are there any questions or discussion? Being none, the question is, will you pass this ordinance? Clerk, call the roll.
Gross.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Salmons.
Yes.
Andrews.
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Turner.
Yes.
Mishler.
Yes.
55-20 is adopted. First reading, 56-20. I'd ask the clerk to give the first reading of 56-20.
An ordinance authorizing the mayor to execute a grant agreement with Kids America, a nonprofit agency for the upgrading of the air purification system and return air system at the facility located at 1600 Otsego Avenue, and supplying said facility with additional sanitizing supplies in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Correction, that's authorizing the service director to execute the agreement. The agenda got made before I was told to make it the service director.
There is a correction before the vote. Is there any questions on that correction?
It's correct on the ordinance that was sent out,
Yes.
just not the agenda.
Okay. All right, anything further?
I make a motion, we suspend the rules and give it a second reading.
Move to suspend. Is there a second?
A second, Gross.
Mr. Gross, second. Anything further? Clerk call the roll.
Gross,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Salmons,
Yes.
Andrews,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Turner,
Yes.
Mishler.
Yes.
I would ask the clerk to give a second reading to 56-20.
An ordinance authorizing the service director to execute a grant agreement with Kids America, a nonprofit agency for the upgrading of the air purification system and return air system at the facility located at 1600 Otsego Avenue, and supplying said facility with additional sanitizing supplies in response to the COVID-19 pandemic.
You've heard the second reading of 56-20. Any corrections or questions?
I'll make a motion, we suspend the rules and give 56-20 a third reading.
Move to suspend. Is there a second?
I'll second, Michelle.
Michelle, second. Anything further? Clerk call the roll.
Gross,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Salmons,
Yes.
Andrews,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Turner,
Yes.
Mishler.
Yes.
Ask the clerk to give a third reading to 56-20. Third reading.
An ordinance authorizing the service director to execute a grant agreement with Kids America, a nonprofit agency for the upgrading of the air purification system and return air system at the facility located at 1600 Otsego Avenue, and supplying said facility with additional sanitizing supplies in response to the COVID-19 pandemic.
You've heard the third reading of 56-20. Is there any questions or discussion? Being none, the question is, shall you pass this ordinance? Clerk, please call the roll.
Gross,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Salmons,
Yes.
Andrews,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Turner,
Yes.
Mishler.
Yes.
56-20 is adopted. Moving to second reading, 49-20. I'd ask the clerk to read second reading, 49-20.
An ordinance establishing rates for new customers on the West Lafayette water line.
Is this to take its course? Yes, this will take its course. You've heard the second reading. There are no third reading, no resolution. Is there any old business? Is there any new business?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, Glenn.
Thank you. I know there've been a couple of discussions. Any more updates regarding the possibility of face-to-face meetings at some location?
Sherry, you have anything?
Did you say me, Cliff?
Yes, let me say this, if you have anything, let me say this first. I've talked to the fire chief and he is willing to let us use the basement and get it geared up to be able to hear, record, and also do the Zoom. So they're looking at finding money to do that, and they think that's capable for us to do it with the COVID-19 fund. So we're going to look at that. We'd have to wear masks. We have to have distancing. It can be 16 in the people. We had measured all for 16 people. Our guests will still be on Zoom. Any guests we would have to come give any statements to the committee, they would be on Zoom. So it would just be the administration and those who are on the Zoom tonight would be in that room with the stipulation that we would wear masks. Hand sanitizer will be available for every person there. And we can move towards that if that's going to be okay. Any questions or discussion?
Cliff, I
All
can
those in
add,
favor?
Sherry, go ahead.
I was going to say, we have purchased and they were delivered last week, tables. I believe they're 36-inch round tables. So each person will have their own workspace. So we will be spaced accordingly. And then we have a purchase order in for the upgrading of the equipment and running additional internet downstairs to the station. But yeah, my understanding is we'll still stream live on YouTube, but it will just be restricted to us. But we will be able to socially distance, and we do have that stuff encumbered. And like I said, the tables have been delivered.
Glenn, you had a question?
All I said was facetiously, all those in favor.
Oh, okay.
I would move that the very next opportunity, given these circumstances, we schedule our meetings to be live face-to-face.
Well, the chief seems to think we might be able to move the first meeting in November. Maybe the second, but he thinks we'll be ready by November, which is a few days off. So I'll call him tomorrow. I'll get to adjust on it. Sherry, thanks for that report. I know we had discussed that with him. And we want to send him a thank you for allowing us. That's what the pleasure of the council is to do it that way. Is that the pleasure of the council?
Yes.
Any objections?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Okay. We'll look forward to that move. Any other new business?
Well, Mr. President, this is Gross. I've been watching Main Street, and I think that the council ought to recognize a couple of businesses down there that's really been doing a great job. Spencer Richkrick, he refaced his whole building. It looks really, really good. Stephanie Schrock, she moved her business down in the 500 block. I call it Brungard, used to be Brungard's drugstore. She did an excellent job. And I just noticed that there's a lot of activity on Main Street, and which I think is a very favorable indication that people really want to use the downtown area. You know, the Hossmans with their apartments. I think most of them are rented out. So I just think council ought to just kind of give a shout out to these folks that are really putting forth an effort. And of course, the cleanup crew that worked Saturday, that's nothing question at all. So anyway, I just wanted to bring that to the attention of council.
Well, hopefully they're listening to you tonight, Mike, because that's a great shout out that you just did.
Thank you, Mike.
Very well done. So yes, we thank those organizations, those folks for doing what they're doing. If you go downtown, you can notice the difference starting to happen. Things are starting to change, starting to look better. And it's good to drive down Main Street because there are things going on. So
right,
everybody's hard work on that. Your jurisdiction,
I'm sorry, and I'd also mention Charles Moon is really making an effort to clean his buildings up. He's been painting for 2 weeks, so I appreciate Charles doing that.
All right. Well, very well deserved, I'm sure. Thank you so much.
Cliff,
Yes.
this Max, Chief Layton's on this. He's not on the call, but he's watching obviously on YouTube. He's shooting for the first November meeting as long as some more equipment gets here. So he just wanted to let you know that. So
Okay. Well, I've read somewhere, asking you shall receive, knock on the door shall be open unto you. So that was pretty quick. So we appreciate everybody's work. Thanks, Sherry. Thank you, Chief, for allowing us to be able to use your facility there. Anything further? Any communication from the council? Any from the administration? Any from the clerk?
No, sir.
Since there is none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
I'm like a second, third, fourth, and fifth. Who had the second?
Roger.
All right. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Gross,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Salmons,
Yes.
Andrews. Moore,
Yes.
Turner,
Yes.
Mishler.
Yes.
Our meeting is adjourned. You folks stay healthy and stay safe. God bless you.
Thank you.
Happy Halloween.
Bye.
Thanks, Cliff.
Thank you.